What's up, everyone? My name is Marie. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's build, this is actually the first house that I've built with the new tiny living stuff back. So yeah, I got it. I got the stuff back and then I immediately started messing around with it. And this is the first build that I came up with. It's a micro home. It's 32 tiles and yeah. I didn't really have a plan for this house. I just knew that I wanted to build a micro home using the stuff back. So I knew that I wanted to build something that was 32 tiles or smaller, using the new stuff that we got in the pack. And yeah, it was quite challenging for me. The most challenging part actually was trying to make the outside look good. For some reason, I had some struggles with the roofing. It took me quite a while to figure it out. I didn't even record everything because in the beginning, I wanted to build a micro home that's a little bit more modern looking. So I didn't really want to use like those regular roofs that I ended up using anyway. But for some reason, I couldn't figure it out. And yeah, it did turn out quite cute in the end, though. I do like the vibe that I went with. But yeah, I was really struggling with the roofing for this house for some reason. So that's why it ended up looking quite basic. The roofing looks quite basic to me, but that's okay. I did want to add that little glass roof section for like a little more skylight coming into the house. So yeah, I do think the house itself is actually 29 tiles on the inside. And then there is 2 tiles in front there on the outside by the front door. That counts as 2 tiles. And then I had one more tile to work with, so I decided to make that into a little half-wall chimney, as you can see on the roof there. Maybe a little bit of a waste of tiles, but you know, I still had a tile to work with, so why not just add it on the roof? Because I already knew I wasn't going to use that one little extra tile for the inside anywhere, because yeah, it would make the shape even more difficult for roofing. So yeah, this is what I ended up with. I do think it looks really cute. I went with like some gray coloring on the outside and some gray and green and black. I really like the color scheme that I have going on the outside here. So yeah, usually what I do is I do the outside and the landscaping of the house first before I move into the inside of the house to do the furnishing and the decorating. But for this house, I thought I might as well just do the inside first because who knows if I'm going to have enough room, you know? Maybe I have to change the shape of the house, which is something that I was really fiddling around with for a while. Because I started with this like 4-tile bathroom, as you can see right here. And then eventually, in the end, I made it a little bit smaller. I changed it into a 3-tile bathroom. So that gave me just a little bit of extra space to work with in the kitchen and just some extra space to walk around, really. So yeah, that's what I did, and I ended up using the Murphy bed. As you can see, I placed it down. I was using move objects, but as this stuff is all new and I don't quite know. You know, the Murphy bed is something completely new. It has a new animation. I'm not quite sure how much room it actually needs to like properly function. So I did end up having to playtest everything because, for example, without move objects, I couldn't have placed the TV unit in front of the Murphy bed on the wall right there. Without move objects, it wouldn't fit there. And I thought, well, I disagree. So I placed it there anyway, and I play tested it, and it actually all still properly functions. So that's quite nice. I just have to you know, test it a little bit and see what works and what doesn't. And then in the end, I think I'll be able to just guess if it works or not, but I'll play test it anyway, of course. So I play tested everything in this house. Everything works. Everything functions. So yeah. That's really good. So what I did for this build was I figured out the layout first. I just placed the furniture, the big pieces of furniture where I wanted them to be. And then when I figured that out, I just started cluttering everything up. So I really like the way this kitchen turned out. It's quite modern looking. I really like the black or dark gray tiles on the wall. So yeah, I just, I cluttered it up. I added some shelves above the stove there. And yeah, there's a skylight above these little counters here. And I really like the vibe that it gives off. I don't know. It's just really cute. And overall, I really love the tiny living stuff. It's so cute, like the style of the furniture. I think I've mentioned this before if you've watched other videos of mine. But the style of the furniture in this pack is exactly everything that I have ever wanted. I do think the couch that it comes with is my favorite piece of furniture of the whole pack. But I didn't end up using it in this build because this is only a micro build, so I didn't have space for that at all. So I'll probably end up using that in another build. I'm definitely not done building tiny homes because this is only a micro home, and I am planning on building a tiny home and a small home as well. So a build that is up to 64 tiles and a build that is up to 100 tiles, which I don't know, it shouldn't be that challenging because it's still like 32 tiles for me. It was not really a problem to furnish and make it work. Obviously, this is only for one or maybe two Sims, but I furnished this one. I had just one person in mind, just one Sim, maybe a student or maybe a teen even. It could be really cute for a teen as well. Because obviously, tiny homes come with lesser costs, like lower bills and everything. So yeah, it could be a really cute home for a teen that's living alone maybe, because it's quite colorful and playful looking, and I did add the little backpack down there and just some books everywhere and some study books, so it could easily be for a Sim that's going to school. So I did furnish it for only one Sim, and it would be way more challenging to build a tiny or a micro home for more than one Sim, which I actually did that. I did try the micro home challenge that I think Sim Guru Frost put out there, and I did try to do that, and that was before Tiny Living stuff was out for everyone to download or to buy. So I tried that, and that challenge required you to build a micro home that was up to 12,000 simoleons and had space for two parents and a kid. So that's what I did, and it did work out quite well. The biggest struggle for me was the 12,000 simoleons because I really like to use decoration and clutter everywhere. So yeah, that was quite the struggle. But I didn't limit myself as far as simoleons for this build. So this build ended up being a little bit more expensive. I don't actually quite know how expensive it is, but it is up on the gallery if you want to download it. But yeah, as I was saying, that micro home challenge for two parents and a kid was challenging, but I figured it out in the end, and I thought it was quite fun. So I couldn't wait when I got the Tiny Living stuff back myself. I couldn't wait to just try again to build a micro home, but I didn't want to limit myself for this one as far as the amount of Sims and simoleons. So yeah, I didn't limit myself for this build. But yeah, here you can see me moving on to the exterior of the build. I thought it was a little bit boring looking, but I tried to just make it look a little bit more interesting, and I do think it ends up looking quite cute. There's some plants everywhere. Here you can see me fiddling around with some terrain tools, which I couldn't get right for some reason. But yeah, there we go. It ended up looking quite cute. So obviously, when you're building a micro home, you're going to have lots of outside space. I built this on a 20 by 15 lot in Oasis Springs. I do actually really like Oasis Springs for tiny homes. I don't know why. I don't know, it just gives the right vibe for tiny homes for some reason. I just really enjoy building tiny homes in this area, like the green area of Oasis Springs. Because in Oasis Springs, it's the desert, so it will be warm like every day of the year. So that means that you don't actually need that much space inside. You can do a lot of things outside as well. So in the back of this house, at the back of the house, I added a tiny little swimming pool that's actually only 4x4. I thought it would be fitting to it's a tiny house. You could build a giant pool. You could give them a giant pool, but I thought it'd be fitting for a tiny house to have a tiny little pool just to, cool off and swim around and, just to hang out for a bit. And, I did add a little barbecue back there as well, and just a little extra dining table with 3 chairs around it. So your sim can have like friends or family over, and they can just all still sit down and maybe have a bite to eat, So yeah, this back part of the house is, just a cute little hangout area. I do imagine these Sims living in this house, or the Sim living in this house, spending lots of time outside. So that's what I was trying to achieve with this little outside area. I added lots of plants and I made it look all green and lush, and I just really like the vibe that it's giving off. And I did leave the backyard and the space around the house quite open. I tend to do that a lot. It's actually something that I really want to try out more, is like making more closed off backyards. For some reason, I don't really ever do that, which may be a little bit weird. I mean, why wouldn't you want your backyard to be more closed off? But yeah, I just really like how it looks in The Sims when you leave it a little bit more open like this. So that's what I did for this build. But anyway, I hope you're getting the vibe of this house, and I hope you liked it. You can download it off the gallery. My username is Simmarysims. It's all play tested, so it should all work. Just make sure to turn on move objects before you place it, just to make sure it all works for you and nothing gets like removed or replaced or everything. And you can also follow me on Instagram. My username is @Simmarysims. And I hope you like this build. I'll see you all in my next build. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.